Good evening, my Roslins and Rosikins. Mother is back, and I want to talk about finances. So, in this Mother I Am a Rich Man series episode, I want to talk about hitting a net worth of 50K by the age of 25. I think I had only one month shy of 26 when I did it, um, but I did it at 25. So, where do I begin? Where do I begin? So, Mother always wanted to hit this net worth, although I wanted even more and I'm working on the next goal. But for this video, I'm going to talk about the 50K. So, as you know from my paying off my 23K worth of student loans debt that I did last year, I paid it off. That was also the year that I was able to actually reach my 50K goal, investment goal, or as you say, net worth goal. Um, and man, I was so astounded and also kind of numb when I hit it. I was happy and proud of myself. But I'm the type that really like gets very excited once I hit like a bigger milestone, but it's always the milestones that you hit along the way to your big goal that still count. And I remember looking at other videos of people who are like 25 hitting like 50K or whatnot as a net worth, and I was determined to be that person for myself. Growing up, I would always hear my mother ask me, or tell me actually, you have champagne taste with beer money. And I remember telling myself that one day I'm going to have champagne taste with champagne money. And I actually meant that for myself. At times, it was hard growing up. Your parents struggle to pay the bills, etc. At times. Um, or they tell you, like it's getting hard out here financially to support a family in general. And for me, I realized that a lot of the freedom that I wanted came with wealth accumulation. And I'm in the baby part, the infancy part of my wealth accumulation stages. Because yeah, I have 50K. And I don't want to say I only have 50K because some people have zero or they're still in debt at this age or literally just like have given up already. But I'm determined to make something of my life. I'm determined to make something of myself. And I actually hit this goal last year. So months ago, I hit it, but now I'm talking about it more, or just in general, because I want to share this. I want to use this as an encouragement to anybody that feels that they are not able to be wealthy one day in their life, that they can achieve it. I'm by no means wealthy yet. No means wealthy am I yet. But I'm on my way, and that's all that matters. As long as you're in the process of wealth accumulation, you'll get there eventually. But if you never start, you're never going to get there. So I wanted to say that because a lot of times people try to dismiss your small efforts at gaining an advantage over your wealth, right? Of even creating it. They tell you, oh, don't pay off your student loans. For example, my student loans. So, you know how recently Trump is attributing student loans to your credit score? Tell me why. I was literally very sad when I graduated college. Um, and I had my student loans about like a couple years ago. I was just so sad. So sad. So sad. Okay, because I'm thinking like I have debt now. I have $23,000 worth of debt. What am I gonna do? And other people were just like, you could do the public service loan forgiveness program where you work 10 years as a teacher or as in the military or something that you're, serving the public with, and they pay off your student loans. And I was just like, that's no guarantee that I'll be able to pay, that they'll pay them off by the 10 years. And also the fact that it's no guarantee with the amount that I'm supposedly having to pay. Imagine if I let that 23K just continue to gain interest. I'd be up shit creek without a paddle now. You know what I did? I said, fuck a car, I'll walk and I'm gonna pay off these loans. And I did that within 4 years. So, by the time I was 25, I paid it off. And I also hit my 50K net worth because even when I had student loan debt, I was smart enough to start investing along with paying that off. And I also had my own apartment at the time, so I had to put that towards rent. I had my little own savings account, about 6,000 in my savings, just in case anything happened with job loss or anything. Which, looking back on it now, would have not covered a lot, but it was still something. I just really went through a lot. I got scammed out of about 15K. It's just so much that I went through. So even with having to pay out $23,000, even with having to, well, not having to, but getting scammed at about like 15K total, I'm gonna say I lost about 15K total between all the scams that I endured in my early 20s trying to pay off my student loan debt. When I look back on it, hindsight, I could have bought a car by now and paid it off and all that stuff. But you know what? We live, we learn. Like I said, I'd rather be a young fool than an old fool. I want to learn these lessons now before I have millions in my hand and fuck it up. Um, so yes. So I said, okay. But basically, after being, if you calculate what 23 plus 15, that's like 38. Yeah, if you calculate me being at a 38K loss, I still managed to save and invest 50K and have a 50K net worth by 25. So I'm just like, even when I was lost or losing, like lost all that money to debt and scams, I still came out on top. So as I'm just saying, like, I wanted to share this because you might think, because I really felt like giving up. I'm not gonna hold you. When I got scammed and lost all my savings from college, though, I literally worked 3 jobs, got straight A's and everything, and saved up all that money, like about 4K. And it might not seem like a lot, but it was a lot to me because I was a broke college student. So I did all this fucking work, and my shit got fucking taken. Like, ugh. And here's the accountability. It was all my fault because I shouldn't have reached out to someone shady anyway to try to help me invest and learn things in Bitcoin and all that. But, and I'm not saying Bitcoin is a scam. I'm not going to say that either because I still need to do more research on it. But I trusted the wrong person to get me into that, and I ended up getting scammed. I went with Amway, ended up getting scammed. It's just so many things. Did Novatech end up getting scammed? So, damn, it might have been even 20K now that I think about it that I lost in total with scams. So that would make it what, like 43K? Damn. So like I literally lost damn near half of what I invested and was able to save for net worth on foolishness like student loans and fucking scams. Okay. And so, yeah, I still end up saving 50K for my net worth. And I know it might not seem like a lot to anybody, but it's a lot to me because I've never had that much money in my disposable that I just don't even need to touch. It's just there growing. Also, I want to add to one of the things that helped me get ahead was literally making about 50K starting off as an educator right when I graduated college and also the military. So I want to encourage you, and I know. Doesn't it seem, but it's starting to seem like the only thing that can really help you be financially free, even right now, is the military. But even that could be questionable. So I'm not putting all my ducks in that row. Hashtag why I have a YouTube channel. I want to grow this as well. So my thing is just the fact that I can't say that there is one specific avenue that is going to give you all this money and you're not going to have your losses or disadvantages within that field. I can't say that. I can't say that with tech. I can't say that with trade. But what I am going to encourage you to do is look more into trades and look into military. Look into those 2 avenues. Please look into them. They're not really that replaceable to me anyway. Again, I don't know how Donald Trump is going to be moving with the military moving forward. So again, even me, I'm still preparing, savings accounts, emergency funds, rainy day funds, etc. Because you just never know. And also just being smart with my money because hello, these tariffs are hitting everybody and we most likely will not have any trade partners by the end of this shit. So please prepare. Okay, please prepare. Mother talks about I talk about beauty funds and all that good stuff, but I have had to diminish mine. There you go, diminish mine. Sorry, sometimes I get tongue tied. It's like, oh, okay. I literally was gonna save like 3K for a beauty fund. I said, fuck that shit. I'm gonna go with like 1K. Okay, because beauty, as you know, is important for brown to dark skin exoticals. If you're exotical, you value your beauty. And even those who are not exotical, if you're just a pretty ass woman, you value your beauty, you value your health. So I like to put money aside nowadays. Because I never had this luxury before, but this is a luxury and I wanted to keep that and I want to grow that. Where you can put money aside for like vitamins, groceries, etc. Things like that. Because you remember I told you, I said, don't be investing and buying fake hair. Grow your own fucking hair. And that's what Mother's doing herself, right? What I've always been doing. Is that you want to cultivate your own natural beauty so that even without that shit, you're still gagging them, right? And that you have a self love for yourself despite everything, because you know you have cultivated a healthy body, a fit body, a skinnier body, longer hair, healthy hair. It's all yours, baby, right? And another slow transition I would encourage is instead of wearing wigs, wear clip-ins. That way you're mixing your hair with something that has mimics your texture as well, so that you have an equal balance and you get more comfortable with wearing your own hair, or like your hair grows and you're able to still have that same wow factor even when you don't have the clip-ins in or any extensions added. I would say, because Mother, as you know, I like to switch it up. I love to switch it up. I need to switch it up. I just love to. I love it. So that's Mother. That's me. But again, like, hello, groceries are going to be very expensive. Nowadays, just being able to feed your body nutritious food is a luxury. And you want to remember that you're living a soft girl life when you're able to buy groceries nowadays at the grocery store that don't cause you cancer in the long run or obesity. Amen. Let's think about this shit. So, me growing my net worth to 50K, getting out of debt, all by the age of 25, was me having the strategic mindset to understand that whatever I'm doing, I need something that's going to take care of me, which is why I transitioned from educator to soldier, because I said I need to do this for myself. And at the time, I was also contemplating whether or not I wanted kids, and I've ultimately decided I do not. Fuck that shit. Respectfully, I don't want them problems. Okay, Mother deals with herself enough. I deal with a lot. Okay, with my own internal turmoils. I can't imagine being a mom on top of that. I would just lay down and die. I just be so honest. I'm just no. I'm good. I'm good. Not only that, they're trying to raise the retirement age to 70. You get me fucked up, okay? For Gen Zers, us and below, they really trying to have us working literally till we, okay, literally, so we die. So I just don't have the time. Who has time to be throwing away money in your 20s? Let's talk about it. In your 30s, especially. Rosalind's Razakins. This is the time to start investing and saving your money. If you have learned nothing else from this presidency so far and from these last couple of years, the American dollar is in trouble and we, the people, are in trouble. We have got to build our own wealth. We cannot depend on anybody else to do it for us. We can't play ignorant. We just can't. With, oh, I don't know how to do this. We have the internet. If you have enough time to come under videos like mine and talk shit, possibly if you're someone that does that, or troll other exoticals or other channels on YouTube, or voice your opinion on social media, you have time, or even just to praise other channels or to comment likes on mine. You have time to invest in yourself and to learn skills such as investing and money management, so that you will be a wealthy older person, or at least not in the soup line by the time you retire. You know, you have time to do those things. You have so much time. And I think we shorten ourselves and we think that, okay, well, I'll probably be dead by then, or the world will be blown up. And maybe it will. Shit, and maybe you will. I don't know. Hell, I can only pray that all this saving, investing that I'm doing, and being financially literate will be a blessing to someone if I do end up passing prematurely that I love, right? Whether I'm married or not, have kids or not. You get what I'm saying? But the point is that you still want to be prepared for yourself, if nothing else. Because the way things are going, it's giving rich versus poor. And I'm not saying I'm about to be on Beyonce's rich level. I'm not saying that. But I damn sure I'm not going to be over here on Social Security level where that's my only income. I know that much. So a lot of us that are just regular people that have jobs that allow us to, grow wealth, we're going to have to, and we'll be in the middle. So we'll probably be able to save around 5 to about 20 million if you let that shit compound over time, depending on how aggressive you are. Because I believe like 5 million is the new 1 million, like 20 years from now. Shit, 10 million might be the new 1 million with the way things are going. I don't know. I really don't know. But I know that if you were like in your 20s, like me, because I technically started my journey at 21, technically with understanding all this stuff and whatnot. But if you are like with like my age, like 20s, and even in the late teens, your ass needs to get on this. I'm sorry to tell you, but as your mother who's mothering, you need to get a life, Johnny and Rebecca. You need to get yourself together. I am not raising a bum or a future homeless person. I am raising someone who is going to have wealth. And I would leave you my inheritance, but I need that shit for my own retirement. So, that being said, you need to handle your shit. Okay? And that is my mother tone because you got me fucked up indefinitely. You need to go ahead, start planning out your future as soon as you hit senior year, if not even junior. I would say junior year of high school. If you are a youngling that is listening to mother, okay, okay. So you need to start doing that now. I would say the military, trade school, things that can't easily be replaced by robots indefinitely as of yet. In regards to cyber and tech, I feel like those are great industries to get into, but they will most likely not be your most bread and butter industry right now, at least. So I'm gonna say do something where you have a skill. Because with the way things are going, we need survival skill people, people who know how to do electricity, people who know how to do plumbing, people who know how to do things like create locks, work with steel, etc. I'm gonna say also people who are farmers, things like that, where you could do agriculture, and that could be a side thing for yourself, where you grow food and you can like sell to people at a lower price than grocery stores who are about to be selling us, fucking Louis Vuitton, and I'm talking about the American Louis Vuitton, not the China, because we all know that was a scam. That China be selling it cheap on a low low. But the point is, Louis Vuitton, American groceries, where shit is costing like $30 for one sweet potato. You could sell it for like 20 and get more customers. I'm so extra. I'm so serious. Anyway, so you could do that. I'm gonna say entrepreneurship, of course, but don't overestimate yourself with the market in regards to entrepreneurship, because a lot of people, if they are losing their jobs, we have a lot of job losses going on, you guys. If they're losing their jobs, how the fuck they're going to pay you for other services outside of their basic necessities? Let's think this through. Let's think this through. Now, what you can do also, start a YouTube channel for free and grow that shit and, get monetized. Shout out to all my exoticals who have been monetized. Brown Bunny especially. She recently just got monetized. Shout out to you, girlfriend. Girlfriend, shout out to you. But the point is, look, okay? The point is this. There are so many things that you can do and so many things that you mustn't do. And what I had to learn at 21, especially after all these scams and shit that I got bamboozled with, is that you gotta strategize. There's no if or ands. No one is coming to save you. No one. Because you wanna know what? They can't even save their goddamn selves. Let's go there, okay? With the way things are moving, people can barely survive themselves, let alone save you financially. Honey, they barely have enough for themselves. They barely have enough. And I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna give you some tough love. Let's go there. You're gonna have to walk. I'm gonna say it again. You're gonna have to walk for a couple of years before you could drive. Mother hasn't even bought a car yet. You wanna know what? You wanna know why? I see these prices. I see the gas. I said invest in my future or invest in people's expectations of me needing a car right now or having a car right now as a young woman in the military. I'll walk for 500, please. Okay? I'm not gonna pass go. I'm not gonna collect 200. I'm gonna just go straight around. Okay? I'm not about to sit here, go broke, fuck up my future wealth because compound interest is on my side in my 20s in regards to building wealth and investing, which means that your money has longer to sit and grow and to recuperate and give you better earnings than when you initially put it in. I'm not about to jeopardize that trying to chase an expectation from society because I am a young woman without a car. I will fucking walk. I have walked. I still do walk. And people might look at me and sound weird, but I'm the type of weird, as Dave Ramsey would say, where you have to live a certain way to be able to live a certain way. As in, you have to do things that are the opposite of what society would say to do at your age, financially speaking, in order to to be on a level that they are not on at your age, financially speaking. Now, I don't know too many 25, well, now I'm 26, but at the time, I didn't know too many 25-year-olds that had fucking 50K just sitting to grow and invest with that, didn't need it. I didn't know. I still don't know. And also, I don't even know 30-year-olds that have 50K just sitting to invest with, right? Building their retirement, building their pension, learning new skills for free where the military is taking care of you, right? Or even being able to take care of yourself, have your own apartment like I did at 21, making 50K straight off the bat. Like, what's good? Or was it was 49K and then it changed to 50K. And then the most I made, I think, was 53K before I left and joined the military as a teacher. And I did teaching for 3 years. So again, like, I didn't know too many people like that. I still don't. Shit, I don't know too many 40-year-olds that just got 50K sitting around that they don't need right now. And some could say it also attributes to me being child free, which I think is a big thing too. But again, these are all decisions. Do you want to struggle with children even if you're married? Or do you just want to focus on being a spouse with your partner and then going from there and possibly adopting if you really want kids later or having them at a later stage and date of your life? There's so many things you have to think about and strategize. But one thing I knew since I was a young girl was that I was going to be wealthy one day. Okay? I'm not about to be broke. I'm not about to be living in poverty. I'm going to give myself the best possible chance. And two things that I realized was being child free. That would help with that. Very much so it is. And also having a strategic mindset, understanding how to leverage your skills, leverage what you're great at, right? And your passions to make money and to have that discipline because money comes and goes. That's so true. But there is a way to make money multiply. And one of those ways is through investing. And I realized that I was going to have to make those sacrifices. I realized that it didn't come free for me. And I also want to say that if you're an attractive person, man or woman, use that to your ability too. People will try to diminish you, they're going to try to like hurt you and say like it's not fair that you got certain things because you're attractive. Okay, and you know what else isn't fair? These fucking tariffs. Okay, bitch, these tariffs aren't fair. So yeah, do not make me crash out. So my point is just like, okay. I remember when I had my interview with my county when I was a teacher, I came in there looking so fucking pretty on God. And the woman, it was an older, beautiful white woman too, and she was like fit, like in shape, and you could just tell she seems like a woman who takes care of herself. She smelled good. She was like, "Hello, Miss So and So," and I was like, "Hello," and I worked my charm. Hello, looking like cocoa butter, okay, on everything. I had my little suit on that I got from the thrift store, honey. I was like, I'm about to kill this. I need this job, okay. And she literally gave me the invitation and gave me the option to be hired by that county, and I took it. So again, like, there's just so many things that will work out for you when you are in your bag, strategic, disciplined, willing to go against societal norms with your finances. And when you are attractive, you invest in yourself. I'm not saying you have to spend $1,000 or do $1,000 glow up makeover, but what I am saying is people notice when you put in effort, and all you can do is give your best in that present moment of your life, right? So my best back then is not my best that it is today. It's improved as it should. And that only came with the opportunities I was given because I applied myself. So I made sure I got the grades. I got the diploma, right? I got the bachelor's, whatever. And then I did the education program at my college. I aced that. And then I got the look for the interview and I talked the talk and I had the energy, right? And I remember when I applied with my specific school I wanted to teach at, and they literally like they liked me. The hiring manager for the department that I was in liked me a lot on the interview, and they were like, "We have to hire her." And she told me this when I ended up actually, getting hired and going to that school to teach. So there's just so many different things, that I literally saw myself having to do and needing to do. I remember in college when I would see a lot of the young people come up with cars already. I didn't have that. My parents literally dropped me off at the college with my sister, and we, like, did our college, and we would like either get rides with friends or just walk. Me, I would just walk everywhere because it was a nice little town that we had the college at. But the point is that I felt really sad. I was like, oh my God, like sometimes I was just like, damn, like must be nice. Like your parents bought you that car. I can't relate. And it's no shade to my parents because, again, other parents are able to give their kids a certain lifestyle. I'm just blessed I even got adopted, right? When I think about my life, I've been blessed in so many ways. It's helped me to be the independent woman I am today and to be able to survive out here in these streets in a proper and very much proud way. Nothing where I have to um, give up my dignity, as one would say. So I did things in a way that was respectable, and I've gotten here respectably. There we go. And so another thing that I was thinking is I remember I went to the ATM with one of the people that was, I believe he was on the dance team or something like that at my college or something. And he had taken out money out of his bank account, and I was able to see like the amount that was in there, and it had like what, like $4,000 or something. And I was like, damn, like you're rich. Like I remember thinking that, like, you having 4K in your savings just sitting there is rich, man. Like I remember thinking that, and now I have way more than that, and I don't even need that shit. And it's funny because I don't even feel rich. I just feel like, okay, this is a great little cornerstone to the building of wealth that I'm building, right? It's the temple of wealth or whatever of my life, right? So I don't know, but I want to touch on these things because people always want to sit here and shit and complain and tell people, "Oh, you was lucky," or you got it from so and so. I didn't get shit from nobody. All I got was opportunities, and I took that shit and I capitalized on that shit. On God. And things that I just knew that I couldn't afford, I said, "Fuck it." Do you know how embarrassing sometimes it is to tell people I didn't have a car? It was very embarrassing. But you know what would be more embarrassing? Me being broken in debt and looking like a chicken with my head cut off, running around here trying to pay off all these debtors that I have. What would be more embarrassing is me being penniless by the age of 30. Would be more embarrassing would be me not understanding how to handle my shit as a grown ass woman, financially speaking. What would be really fucking embarrassing would be me being broke and pretty. It don't add up. It will never add up for me. It's one thing when you're going through it, and I say this all the time in my videos. Clock it. It's one thing when you're going through it with things outside of your control, or you're just starting off. We all get that, or you lose a job. These are different problems, honey. But when you have all of these opportunities at your fingertips with your beauty, and because of your beauty, especially, and your talents and your intelligence, and you don't capitalize on that shit and you stay broke, what are we doing? What was the reason? Like, oh God, like I just don't have a chill with this. Like, baby girl, are you okay, honey? Rosalind, what's wrong? Talk to mother. Like that's really how I feel. Like I'm so serious. And so I'm saying all this to say, Rosalins and Rosikins, now is the time. If you are able to start investing and saving, because you're gonna need it later. And if the dollar collapses and if all this shit goes to hell, at least you can say you tried. Hell, ain't nothing wrong with that either. But the point is, have yourself, have your bag, grow that bag, okay? Invest that bag and watch it give you dividends and compound interest. And with that, Mother is going to say, ciao. Mother loves you. Bye.